Welcome to Soccer We Like It, the Man United Direction, the channel for United fans and football lovers. Today we are talking about the match between Man United and FC Sheriff, an opportunity to qualify as the winner of this group. It's going to be tough, but joining me today to break this game down is the one and only Mr. Passion, Louis. Louis, Houston Red Army, welcome to the show, mate.
What's going on, Tim? How you doing, man?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right, mate. This was a game, Ronaldo's return. People are thinking, what lineup should we use? Should we use the exact lineup against Chelsea? A lot of controversial has gone on this week. People saying we were celebrating like we won the league title, but people don't get it. They don't get
Yeah.
it, do they? They don't just get it.
No,
You
man.
know.
Look, it's a big game. Like we act like yes, Europa League, and it's European competition.
I know, right?
It's European competition at the end of the day. If it wasn't big, then Barcelona and Juventus wouldn't be in it, right? So
Exactly my point. Think
you know
about
what
it.
I mean. So
Look at
it's good on, and I would say this: I felt the vibes were better tonight. You know what I mean? I think the players got along better. I think Ronaldo was in a much better mood. I think he's had some time to reflect there, and I think it was very positive. So, positive performance, positive attitudes, and that's reason to celebrate.
I was talking to a few fans, Arsenal fans and Liverpool fans, like when we scored the equaliser against Chelsea. I said, what you don't get is to concede the penalty at the 89th minute. Most teams is game over.
Yeah.
We came back to concede the penalty that late away. That's not easy, mate. That is, it takes
especially
a mental
when
toughness.
It's not a penalty.
Exactly. It is exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's been a good run. It's been a good couple of last games, and
joining us from Houston Red Army is the positive one. Joe, welcome to the show. Break. Is he there? Or is that?
Let's see.
Joe, hello.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you.
Now we can.
Now we can hear you. You stood there like a mannequin.
Oh.
Right. So let me reintroduce you. The soul man, Mr. Positive, Houston's Red Army. Joe, welcome to the show, mate.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Good. We're talking about some fans, bantering us that the equaliser scored against Chelsea, we were celebrating like we had won the league title. I was telling them they don't know what it takes to concede a penalty. I stood beside you when we conceded that penalty. You kept telling me we're going to equalize. In my mind, like, whatever, mate. It was 89 minutes. 5 minutes injury time. But Joe stood beside me in the pub. He said, we're going to equalize. And when we equalized, we just lost it, mate. We lost it.
Oh, yeah.
That video went to 4,000 views. We just lost it in the pub that day. It was fantastic. Great vibes.
It was crazy. It was good vibes, man.
They will understand it. They will understand why United players were excited that day. They don't get it. You know what I mean?
Like, okay, so if a Chelsea fan is saying that, obviously, he's a little bit salty. Because if they
had won it, right?
If they had won that game, it would have been a smash and grab. There was no way they should have won that game.
No.
It would have had to take a situation like that where either there was a massive defensive mistake or it was a penalty. Very soft penalty, but it was still a penalty. I'll say it was a penalty.
So we moved on.
In the bag.
Yeah, we moved on today. FC Sheriff, another match we had to win to get closer to Real Sociedad, who cleaned up the shop. It now comes down to the final game next week. FC Sheriff came to town, a team that when we went over to their place, they were asking for autographs because they've never seen United or Ronaldo ever in their lives. Yeah. So they were amazed to walk into the theatre of dreams. But we had there. So, Louis, you saw that lineup today. When you saw that lineup, what did you think? And Alejandro?
Positive, man. I thought it was a very positive lineup. I was happy to see Ronaldo back. Number one, I think that it was a very strong lineup, and I think many will say, why do you have to go so strong against a team like that? I mean, Rashford plays off the bench, right? And you have GERNACHO on there, but you still have Casemiro, you still have Bruno. You have Martinez. If he wasn't injured, Varane would probably be there as well. But I think that it was a necessary. I think it was a necessary lineup. I think that we've been successful. I think playing the style, the methodology that Ten Hag wants. But I think that if we were going to go into this game, if we were going to be successful, we had to start with a strong squad that could play the style and go forward. because we
mate.
haven't been so successful against teams that like to drop in.
Low block. Yep.
Something we had to deal with today.
Right, Joe. When you saw that lineup, what was going through your mind? Were you thinking, oh, another Omanaya? We're gonna struggle, especially coming up to the first half before we got the goal.
I mean, not really. I mean, the only major change was obviously Varane not playing and Rashford on the left. You know, he started Anthony. So he started Anthony on the right and GERNACHO on the left. I mean, I fucked with it, like for real. Like I have been waiting. I've been wanting to see GERNACHO.
You said that. You even wanted him to come on against Chelsea.
Always. I even want to see him more than like even though I feel like right now, what's his name?
Sancho.
No, not Sancho. Elanga.
Right.
Elanga, right? Because you would imagine if somebody was supposed to start other than Sancho today, it would have been Elanga. He's the next in line. But he went for it, you know, and even though Elanga may have a little bit more experience under his belt, right? As far as like, you know, not looking so I think it's not gonna take much time for GERNACHO to learn what he needs to learn and then just like go guns blazing. I saw him again. It seems like, well, I was excited to see him. I liked the lineup, and you know, it took care of the job.
Right. We saw the changes. We saw Malaysia return back. We saw Hernancho start, and he went direct at the players. Do you think he offers, this question to Louis, do you think he offers more than Sancho currently?
Hard to say that he offers more. Sancho obviously has the background that he has. He had a lot of success in his former club. You know, he's someone that, you know, is just that all-around experienced player. GERNACHO doesn't have that experience. And, you know, it's real tough to put a young kid like that against, you know, someone who is, you know, more of a veteran. I would say that Sancho definitely, his lack of form is, you know, it's noticeable. It's definitely noticeable. I was extremely happy to see GERNACHO, you know, starting today. I think we need to offer those younger players more opportunities, you know, especially when the veterans don't perform. So, I mean, I think it's a clear message from Ten Hag that it's, you know, it's not
Someone's knocking on the door.
Someone's knocking on the door.
No, knocking on the door for the player position.
Oh, I was like, what? I was like, what did you hear? I was like, is my mic messing up? No, but yeah. Well, it's that message that's being sent, right? It's the last few managers we kept pulling our hair, asking why are these players getting minutes that are causing problems for us, that are making mistakes, that are out of form, that are leaking news to the media, that are in the tabloids, that are, you know, we wondered when names were going to get dropped, big names, you know what I mean? So it's good to see from Ten Hag. I think he's definitely setting the standard. I think he's setting the culture.
That's all United need. Joe, United, we've complained not till Chelsea were ahead, balls were Dalot and Shaw of putting crosses into the box. Today, all the goals were set pieces. What was different today? Why weren't they just normally just playing what's called a low block?
Were they really? Yes, they were. Oh my gosh.
All the goals were set pieces.
Wow. You don't think about that until after the fact, right? But they were all set pieces.
I mean, this is exactly why we need to try set pieces. Like, you know, the last few games, though they've been great, when it came to crosses into the box, that kind of stuff, it seems like Ten Hag always wants our right backs and our wing backs cutting in. You know, I don't understand what that. I even saw GERNACHO doing it today. You know, for like the first half, as good as he was, right? That's what he was doing, and he's definitely the kind of player that I need to see. You know, go in that players. You know what I mean? So, I'm definitely down with it. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think we lost your video, Tim.
I think we lost Tim.
So, did we lose Tim completely?
No, we didn't lose him. I think he just had to go do something. Something happened or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Garnacho, like, I personally would prefer Garnacho over Elanga. All right.
Okay.
The kid's hungry. I see that hunger, man. I just like he just got it in him, you know. So
it's because he's Latin.
I mean, if hey man,
you know,
if that's
man,
what it is, if that's what it
love
takes,
the game, man. You know what I mean?
I love to see that passion. Like he's really
yeah,
he's
exactly.
trying to break through. Like he's really trying to break through, you know. And I fucks with that. I mean, I see it with there's some other players out there too. I see that same hunger in Elanga. You know,
right.
I saw that same hunger in, you know, the one that shall not be named, right? So
okay.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, you really? He's the one that shall not be named.
Right now? Well, yeah. I think he is.
I mean, I guess.
Right
yeah.
Now. So I see a lot of hunger in him, and definitely, it'll definitely give Sancho something to think about. I think Sancho has a higher ceiling because he's a more technical player. I think he just needs to. It's a combination. Sancho's form is a combination of him being a little bit out of form and Ten Hag's tactics are kind of stifling him a little bit because I see
stifling.
They're being
why stifling?
Because our wingers are being instructed to cut in, and this is the third player that I've seen do that. And Sancho and especially Anthony need to be going after because there's so much space. There's so much space behind the left and right back a lot of times that's something that can be used. Like even if you just like get at the player, push him to the byline and cut back.
Okay, all right. I mean, I don't see how that stifles them though. But
because I feel like that's what we've been missing out of the team. Wingers that can take on players, that can create space, that can create somebody that's always going to pull the left and right backs away from because it seems like Ten Hag is trying to play more narrow.
Sorry, isn't that all we did under Solskjaer? It was Rashford trying to take on 1v1 after 1v1 after 1v1 and not being able to not being able to complete it.
Hey, bro, there's levels to this thing, man. You're talking about wait a minute.
You say it's Ten Hag's tactics stifling Sancho, but bro, he's been like this. He's been out of form.
He has been out of form.
Scoring goals for us since he got here, man.
He's struggling.
Whoa.
He's struggling.
I wouldn't say since he got here. Like he had a couple of good weeks, man. Why?
He had a couple of good weeks. How long ago was that, man?
A few good weeks.
A few good weeks. But that's what I'm saying. How long?
Yeah, I'm not quite ready. I am not quite ready to say Sancho needs to be dropped from the starting lineup.
Oh, I am.
I want to see. I want to see a little bit more. I'll say maybe I'll give him a couple games. That's it.
A couple games.
I think what you were saying though, which I think was a really good point, and Ten Hag said it, in the press conference or the little pre-match interview he gave, where Garnacho he's showing up in training. He's apparently he's doing extremely well in training. And he's showing the qualities that that a star winger should have, and I think that's what it comes down to when you have a coach like Ten Hag. It's if you're not doing it week in week out, that's a problem. But if you're not doing it in training as well, if you're not showing the qualities in training, then absolutely you deserve to get dropped.
True.
I think that Garnacho is a better soccer player than Sancho? Probably not. Again, he's too young. But if you can't perform, if you're in a slump, then sorry, homie, this is the level that you play at. Right, you know what I mean? Right. You got to be ready. You got to be ready all the time. And he's been out of it.
He has been. So since Garnacho played a very good game, he was direct, he was on point, he did what was asked of him when he came on today. He started. Now the goals all came from set pieces. Corner kick for Dalot. Cross into the box for Rashford, scored a headed goal today. Imagine that. So let's quickly go on the goals.
Was that off the? Yeah, I guess it was. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was a perfect cross too. Who gave that? It was Shaw, right?
Yes.
Shaw gave that cross, and it was nice.
It was
a nice cross.
Yes. So the corner kick was taken. Yeah, exactly. In back-to-back games, the first goal was a corner kick, well taken, and what's his name, headed the ball? Dalot. He's a
Dalot,
guy who's been
yeah.
impressing.
And he's someone who's needed to score because he's had his moments, he's had his chances, but he's definitely it's about time that he got on the score sheet.
Yeah. He works hard. I think it was for him to get in the box and head. I thought that was a great goal. Second goal, Rashford, beautiful cross from short. Do we need more of this? Do we need more of this kind of crosses into the box?
I mean, I would think so. I mean, I think it was it Chelsea? I think it was Chelsea, where someone had mentioned that the reason that we didn't cross enough is because Ten Hag doesn't like crosses. They went back towards United's previous season, and we had completed something like less than 20 crosses all season. Completed crosses all season.
Wow, that's
and
terrible.
They went towards, or maybe it was 20%. Maybe it wasn't 20. Maybe it was 20%.
Right.
And they went towards Ajax's previous season, and it was something like 43% or 40%, something around there. And basically, it didn't add up. It wasn't so much that Ten Hag doesn't like crosses, or that we have instructed wingers not to cross. I think they've been incapable in their 1v1s. I think their runs overall have not made sense over the last 6 months to a year. I think that we've had a lot of problems when we service players out there. And again, a lot of it I think had to come from trying to force the ball to Cristiano when he wasn't really the option. I think, but it's just those moments where you saw Sancho did it as well as Rashford, trying to get in between the 6 and the 18, trying to take on players, and ultimately not releasing the ball or not passing the ball.
Yes.
And I think that's really where it comes from. When you get crosses into the box, they're dangerous. They're dangerous at this level. Yeah. You have outstanding goalkeepers and center backs in that, but when you have someone like Cristiano Ronaldo in the box, that's the balls that he wants, and that's the balls that we struggle to get to him.
Exactly.
And what ultimately he proved today is, if you give Rashford a good corner, and apparently it has to be on a silver platter, but if you give him a good cross, he can get to it. He can put his head on it. I mean, that was he did not have to do much to finish that ball. He just, you know what I'm saying? It was a perfect ball.
It was fun to play.
I saw it, and I kind of came back a little bit. I was like, yo, but
Ronaldo's one, the keeper saved. Then Ronaldo had to follow up again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah, he did. He had his gloves on it. But I mean, Ronaldo's that kind of player too, right? He'll follow through. He'll get the scraps. He doesn't switch off just because the keeper saved it. He doesn't throw his hands up or hands on the head or anything. If there's an opportunity, he's going to jump on it. And you need those kind of second chance goals. Those maybe the defender does get to the cross first time, but you need those second chance goals and third chance goals. They make up for a decent percentage of goals all season. Yeah. So it is something that we've missed. I remember, when Bruno started, he was scoring these absolutely spectacular goals from outside the box and free kicks and all these kinds of things. And, once it started to die off, you kind of realize, you're like, why can we score all these amazing, magnificent goals, but we can't score inside the box? We weren't capitalizing on those chances, and we weren't creating those chances from crosses or from direct balls into the box.
We have a set piece. We have a set piece coach Eric Ramsey.
So we've been hearing. So we've heard.
So Joe, United scored the 3 goals. It was good. We were able to welcome back Ari Van der Beek. All came on today. What was your thought? Was it good to see Ari?
Whoa, what happened to my camera? Oh, is that? Oh, that's Lewis. Okay. Yeah, it was good to see Maguire back in. I mean, with Varane out, we need him to get some reps in, because he's looking like he might be needed at some point throughout the season, at least up to the World Cup, which is how long
4 weeks away.
Might be
5 weeks.
Yeah, which is how long Varane might be out. So Solid. I mean, didn't make any blunders. We kept the clean sheet.
Got a yellow card.
Now, I mean, you know, it's not a game without Harry getting a yellow card. You know, I mean, I feel like as he comes in as a substitution, they need to just go ahead and hand it to him so that they don't have to waste your time. You know, and get back on the play when it does happen.
Right. So you know, United played. It was not a bad game. Those guys put 6 defenders behind the ball, making sure United got frustrated. But I think United be relieved that it was looking like it was going to be another Omanaya, whereby the goalkeeper was, you know, doing the game of his life. Defenders were blocking and shot blocking everything. But once that Dalot goal went in at such a crucial time, the gates opened. They had to rethink, like, okay, then Rashford's header, then Ronaldo's header. But there were other opportunities for United. So it's being more clinical. We have West Ham on Sunday. Is this a good platform to start that game? Would you say use the same lineup? What would you change against West Ham
compared to today?
I
mean,
in terms of lineup,
Martial's still no good. I'll say I'll go back to what we had before. Though Cristiano did score, I didn't think he had that great of a game.
Right.
But yeah, Ten Hag, he's got some big questions to ask because especially the left winger position. Is he sticking with Sancho? If he's sticking with Sancho, is he putting Rashford up top? Right now, I think it's between it's either Elanga or GERNACHO. He'll probably with Ronaldo doing 90 minutes today, he'll probably start Rashford. Hopefully, he starts Rashford up top.
Right.
Sancho on the left.
Sancho on the left.
Sancho on the left.
You won't go Elanga?
No, not yet. No, I don't think so. I think he saved Sancho to play him. He's definitely starting on Sunday. I think so.
Right. Louis, with today's lineup, what would you change from today's lineup against West Ham on Sunday?
Frankly, I think the only major change I'd give, and I'm gonna probably get a look over here from the men's, but I start Rashford on the left. I start Rashford on the left, and I put Ronaldo up top and let him go 45. Let him go 45 if you want to bring Sancho on after that, and then shift Rashford up top. You can do that, but ultimately, man, I think Sancho being dropped I think it was the proper message, and yeah, man, I think he's really got to step it up in a major way. He just again, he's a fantastic player. I think he's a phenomenal player. He hasn't performed. He has not performed. And West Ham, look, it's a team that, like, no disrespect to West Ham because they've had success and that kind of thing, but I think it's a team where, I think you can do that. I think you can play around with it a little bit. Don't do anything drastic. Don't freaking put Harry Maguire back there, to start, or nothing crazy.
So
like
you
that,
go with Lindelof and Martinez.
I would go with Lindelof and Martinez. Again, I thought they started well. They had a pretty easy game overall. I think when Maguire comes in, I think he didn't really make any mistakes as far as like his passing, his movement, I think was fine, but defensively he didn't have a lot to do. So you don't put him back. You don't rush him back into the squad. I don't think, just because of a game like today where you're already ahead, you're already heavy-handed in the possession, you're at home. There's no real test there for you yet. You haven't convinced anyone that you're ready to come back, and frankly, I don't think that Sancho has convinced anyone that he's ready to come back either.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's
to be harsh.
I think that's how you started. It is what it is, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
please. It is what it is. He has not served up goals or assists for us in numbers that we need from an attacking winger at this level. Right. And I mean, you think he dwells on the ball too long? People are saying that he dilly-dallies on the ball too long. Then after doing the dilly-dally, he passes it back to the fullback.
Yeah, he definitely will over dribble in a lot of situations. I think that his passing into the box it's weird for me. It's never deadly. Number one.
Yeah.
It's never deadly. He likes to play the ground ball a lot. I think that's fine. Yeah. I love that. If he can find players to feet, that's the thing though. It's like, can you find players, or are you just whipping balls across the ground and hoping that somebody gets on?
I don't think
that when he cuts in and he's in the middle of the box, that's where he likes to score from, and that's where he's clinical from there. He's absolutely clinical from there. For me, it doesn't happen enough times to warrant you starting week in, week out without the threat of somebody possibly taking your spot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That
If
makes
you
sense.
tell me that you deserve to play every single game 90 minutes and there's no deviation from that, you got to be world class.
Right.
You got to be world class, and he's just not right now. He's just not right now.
Joe, who was United's standout player today, in your opinion? Don't be shy, mate. Everyone thinking.
To me, I feel like it's kind of either GERNACHO or Eriksen in a way. Bringing the quality back in. GERNACHO always kept them
on their toes.
On their toes, you know. Like the way the kids playing. Yeah, just I don't know. I give it to Rashford. I mean, not Rashford. I'll give it to GERNACHO.
GERNACHO, Louis.
Tough one. Because look, overall, it was a good game. I would say the best performers definitely were probably the fullbacks. Honestly, I think they ran. I think they ran their positions extremely well. They got up the field. They got down. Dalot gets the goal. Luke Shaw gets a beautiful assist. They have multiple moments like that. They let nothing go through, you know, nothing overtly dangerous, no major mistakes. So it's really difficult. Sorry, my brother's walking in right now. It's really difficult, I think, to pick. Maybe, I mean, even Malacia, when he came on, he played really, really well. So, I mean, you can't really take it away from him either. I think, can I give it a tie? Can I say Shaw and Dalot?
100%. Why not?
Yeah. Can we? Yeah, let's do that. Let's give it a tie.
Let me find out. I just don't be sending around 18-year-old girls' numbers.
Right. So, the whole team performance. What are you giving on a scale of 1 to 10, Louis?
Oh, high marks. Let's give him a 9 today. 3 goals at home, clean sheet.
Okay.
Let's give him a 9. High possession, not any major mistakes from anyone. High marks. Good game.
Joe.
Yo, these guys are a bunch of mailmen, man. I mean, I'm gonna
part-timers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine though. It's fine that I'm not saying it was, you know,
they work on the post office during the day.
I'm gonna give the team a solid 7.5, 8.
Yeah.
7.5. Right.
You said 8, okay, but 7.5.
Right. What are you giving Ten Hag substitution selections and tactics today, Louis?
Ten Hag, 9. I think the subs were correct. I think the lineup was correct. The game plan was on point. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Joe.
Yeah, hard to deny. He got everything spot on. People got rested. People got game time. This is exactly the kind of game that you want, where you can rest people and still, you know. So I would definitely give him, and we got a clean sheet, give him a 9.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
Okay, I'm sorry, brother, but with respect, we got the clean sheet, so Ten Hag gets a 9, but the boys who got the clean sheet get a 7.5. Come on, man. They had a good game. Give them their due. Give them their due. Give them their gold star for the day. Come on, man.
Joe, you're going to reconsider, or you're standing by your...
I will reconsider. You're absolutely right, Louis. I am going to change my score for Erik ten Hag to an 8.
Oh, here we
go. That's what I'm doing. You're right, because yes,
I thought you were Mr. Positive.
they are a bunch of postmen. And yes, Erik ten Hag should have been able to, you know, put together a strategy to be able to beat this team. So Erik ten Hag gets a 7.5, maybe 8.
Oh, 7.5,
8.
So we are home to West Ham on Sunday. Late kickoff on Sunday afternoon. Old Trafford. Predicted score, Louis.
Look, overall, I think it's a game that we should control. If we continue to play the style that we've been playing, I think if we continue to play the high line, if we play high possessive football, if we move the ball quickly, I don't think there's any reason why we can't win. I'll go 2-0. I'll go 2-0.
2-0 2-0 United. Joe, Man United West Ham on Sunday.
You know me, I'm gonna keep on with this tradition. No more. I'm just gonna be a scumbag for the rest of the season. 2-1 West Ham.
He's going West Ham 2-1.
Yo, whenever I'm positive, like shit doesn't, I know
It doesn't work out.
we're supposed to be positive thinkers, and I'm, soul man, whatever, but it's like Murphy's Law with us, man. So
2-1
West Ham. Yes.
They're not going to be easy. They're going to give a good game. They're not going to just lie
they're
down.
not gonna be easy. It would have been really nice to have both Varane and Martinez being able to pocket Antonio, but
that's going to be a big game.
Agreed.
Lindelof is going to be on his game. Lindelof has got to be on his game, 100%.
I can see long balls over towards Lindelof's side all day. For real.
Right, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure with you guys today. Man United 3, FC Sheriff 0. Goals from Dalot, Ronaldo, and Rashford. All set pieces. 3 headers, even though Ronaldo's header was saved and he now scored with a goal, but was 3 headers, 3 crosses into the box, and United were able to find goals. Can this be the way forward for United? Or like Joe said, are they just told to just keep cutting in, playing the ball on the ground? We shall see. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Glory, glory.
United. Let's go.
See you guys on Sunday. Hopefully, my prediction for that game is 2-1 United.
2-1. Oh yeah, good prediction.
All
Good
right,
predictions,
guys.
guys.
I like
Take it easy.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, mate. Bye-bye.